how they how to get home.
Sorry, where did you say they got stuck?
In courtside, it's like in between.
Here. Yeah.
Should we buy it? You can hold it or you can clip it. It's up to you. It doesn't matter.
What do you think?
I clip it because I don't want to.
Okay.
Okay.
All
I
right.
don't know.
So we're live.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Everyone is in frame. All right. So thank you to Tyler and Megan joining us. You guys have probably watched most of the streams you guys have probably watched more streams than anyone else in the league. So I don't really need to explain to you how these go. But I just want to give a brief introduction for this game. Meredith is on watching right now. But yeah, this is going to be a good game. It's first and second place teams.
Okay.
If Justin's team can win by 30 points, I think they can take first place.
Okay.
If they lose, they leave the window open for your team, or Sawyer's team to take second place. So
Sorry, Justin. You weren't treated with
and lose by a lot, right? So we're gonna do our best to highlight stuff with the game, but ultimately we're just trying to learn more about Tyler and Megan today, which is what Meredith wants. She's the one who has given the most, or I have tweaked most of this for, because she is the target audience for this.
I love it.
But yeah, so let's start with some introduction questions of you guys.
Okay.
Like, I know both of you have played multiple sports, or at least one. So Tyler, why don't you go through your sports history, and then Megan, why don't you do the same?
Okay.
Sounds good. So I started in probably kindergarten playing soccer, actually. Wasn't the biggest fan because I wanted to score goals and I got put on defense. I thought it was boring as a kindergartner, so I didn't like that. And then shortly after, a couple years later, I don't know, second or third grade, I started playing basketball, or not basketball, baseball, because the Arizona Diamondbacks. I lived in Arizona at the time. Arizona Diamondbacks became a team in 1998. Like right around when I was in kindergarten or first grade. So I saw them playing. My dad loved baseball. And so I just got hooked.
Yeah.
I played it for a couple years.
What position did you play?
So when I first started playing, I played pitcher.
Okay, so that's how you enjoyed it.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So when I was a kid, I had a growth spurt way earlier than most kids, so I was way bigger, so I could throw the ball so much faster than everyone.
Right.
So I enjoyed it. It was a blast. And then I was decent at hitting too.
Yeah.
But yeah, played baseball for a couple years. I hit the first home run in Goodyear Little League Park in Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah, like
name
field.
I've gone to look for it. I've never seen it, but apparently they put my ball, the first home run, Goodyear City Hall. So also have not checked to see if that's true, but that's what they told me when,
Very cool.
Exactly. But yeah, then in middle school, some of my friends were like, "Oh, we need someone tall to play basketball on our team. Do you want to play?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I've always liked playing basketball. I just never played on an organized team." And played once and never turned back. And then I gave up baseball after that. So it was just way more exciting.
And how did your parents kind of what was their role in your like foray into these different sports?
Yeah, so my dad loved playing soccer, so that's why I started in soccer, I think.
Okay.
And then I also had some friends from elementary school who played soccer, so that would be perfect. And then I think, like I said, my dad loved watching baseball, and so I think he was good to. He would have been fine if I played, so I think that's kind of how that happened. Basketball was mostly just like, "Hey, mom, dad, I want to play because my friends are playing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were just generally supportive that you were willing to do stuff. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So Megan, how about you?
I started off with gymnastics when I was really little.
Gymnastics.
So I started off there.
Tumbling.
No, because I was so little. I guess.
Okay. So it was
like the cartwheels and somersaults, like the basic stuff.
She can still do a cartwheel, by the way. We should do that on the live stream.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know about that.
I'm just getting practically on you, Megan.
Uh-oh, am I talking too loud?
I don't know.
So after gymnastics, I did a little bit of everything. I played softball and soccer. I did a little bit of volleyball, and then I don't know, I think third or fourth grade I started playing basketball, and then same thing with Tyler. Like I just never looked back. So I played through high school, and then I've never done. I haven't really touched basketball.
Okay. So yeah, it's my laptop. For everyone who is watching the stream, I went with the cheapest laptop I could get that had the minimum requirements to run a stream.
Okay.
And I think we're seeing the repercussions of that.
Gotcha. That's a bummer.
Okay, so anyway, thank you for that. So it seems like if genetics are in play, you're hoping that Brooks and Bree might have a little bit of athleticism in them.
I would love
We would love that. Brooks is really large for his age too. So
He is. And he's taken interest in basketball. He likes coming to the games. He likes playing on a little outdoor hoop. He was very sad he wasn't coming today. When we left the house, he's like, "Daddy, I miss going to your basketball game." I think he likes it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to force him to, but if he wants to, I would love that.
we wouldn't be upset about it.
Yeah.
All right, so Meredith, let us know if the audio has improved. If it's not, I might restart the stream because that seems to fix it, at least momentarily when I was running my tests. But let's go ahead and what are some activities that you guys both like doing, either together or separately?
I'm a big reader, so I spend a lot of my time reading. I like doing crafting and different things. For my on my own hobbies. I guess you could say it's my experience.
For me, my own hobbies, I love doing app development, website stuff, just on the side. I do the baller stat stuff. It's fun. Super random, but I love just solving problems and writing code to do that. I enjoy it. Besides basketball, I would say.
And you do development for your job too, right?
I do, yes. So the thing about my job is some days I go in phases where I don't do a lot of development. I'm like reviewing other people's code or testing code. So I don't get to, scratch that itch,
Right.
So I still like to do it at home occasionally, but if I do have a day where I code a lot, I probably don't want to look at my computer and do that
Got
again.
it.
So depends on the day.
So you're one of the lucky people who love what you do if it's the coding aspect.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So Megan, you said you like to read a lot. I know that our one viewer also, we have two viewers now, but one of our two viewers likes to read as well. Are you in a book club of any sort, or are you just reading and then you kind of have nowhere to go with what you've read?
So I'm in a super casual book club. Two or three of my friends and then two of my moms. So super low key. We just meet twice a month-ish. But I usually read more books than just what we're reading in book club. So some books I'm just left with my own thoughts,
Right. But I just asked because I've offered to be in a book club with Meredith. She is also a reader, but she refuses to read any of the books I've suggested because I'll suggest books like Tom Clancy. And
Meredith, I'll be in a book club with you.
Yeah.
What was the comment, Meredith?
Yes.
But so this is a very intense game. The Knights are only up by 2, and you hear a lot of yelling from both the captain of the Hungry Hippo team as well as just various people on the court. So the mic is gonna pick up a lot, I think, more than usual, a court noise. And honestly, I think Jacob is kind of continuing the intense level of intensity that was felt. Did you guys see the replay of that game?
We didn't watch that one yet, unfortunately.
But so Sawyer and Jacob got really competitive.
We heard about it at our team dinner last night.
And
kind of like a good game.
It was a great game, but it seems like he's carried some of that back into here. This game right now, we have your. I'm attributing them to you, your recruits.
Yep.
The Sadie brothers seem to be also very competitive, and I think that's coming out. So we do have a referee crew that doesn't let a lot slide. So we might we might see some things happen.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
Meredith said thank you in all caps. I actually don't know what to.
Because
I
we're
think
gonna
all
do
that
it.
I'll join the book
Oh,
club with.
got it. Okay. First thing I want to ask is, you guys had your team dinner yesterday.
Yeah.
Why don't you kind of walk us through how that went and what you guys did? And I know that Steve mentioned he brought his kids over, so yeah, I want to kind of walk us through how your team dinner went.
Sounds good. Yeah, we had a great time. We only had about half the team able to make it, unfortunately, but the people that did come, we had a blast. A couple people were out of town, so had other commitments after we had already planned the date. So a little bit of a bummer, but like I said, still had a blast. So we made some Mexican food, tacos and burritos. Made a couple different salsas, and a couple people. Everyone that came brought something. We had cookies that were brought, and let's see, we had some drinks and some fruit and Hershey's chocolate. So a little bit of everything.
Hershey's chocolate.
Hershey's chocolates, yeah.
Was it like the kisses, or was it the bar?
Like the nugget.
Yeah,
the
a little,
nuggets.
yeah. I never seen it before.
Hi. You guys said you wanted to go back to 5.
But yeah, so we had a little bit of a potluck, and
The kids loved it. Steve's kids and our kids, we just like threw them outside, and they were doing like the water guns and the water
Awesome.
table and water balloons, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. The kids had never met before, but I think that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It actually sounds really bad without it.
okay.
So I'll put it back on. Okay.
I didn't even know what was that.
Man, is there a little like Russian?
I know. I like it.
So yeah, so the kids had so much fun. They never met, but they totally hit it off.
Yes.
So
Steve,
that-
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, but
I was gonna say, Steve's youngest daughter and Brooks really hit it off, and she was walking around the house and said, "This is my best friend." They were sitting on the couch together and looked like they were contemplating life. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, Caleb has been replaced, Meredith.
So it was a good time. We chatted a little bit about strategy. Steve brought that up. Jessica and Megan talked about homeschooling because Jessica's possibly looking for new homeschool options.
Okay, and she's currently homeschooling right now?
She is, yes, through a different charter, but she was interested in hearing about Megan, so that was cool. Yeah, got to learn a lot about everyone who came, so it was fun.
Did you start off selling your charter by saying you guys were one of the lowest paid field kids for parents?
No, you know what? I don't even think I mentioned that. She was just interested in taking college classes, and we partner with one of the community colleges in California, so our students get like priority registration with them. So we were kind of talking about that.
Got it.
The funding did come up.
Yes.
Yeah, all stuff I'm learning too. I never looked into homeschooling, but I know a lot of people who have done it. And I've mentioned like half our league is homeschooled, at least in some point of their lives.
Yeah.
So it is a very popular topic here.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But
And coming from the public school system, you know, attending there and teaching there, and this being my first year in the charter homeschool world, this is all new to me too.
yeah, very cool. So yeah, just a game update. Very close game again.
Yeah.
Tempers are flaring. They're complaining about fouls. So I just want to let everyone know. At one point, our league was a 6 foul. Everyone got 6 fouls before they fouled out, and the captain decided they wanted to put it back to 5. And Justin was not happy with that, even though he might have missed that meeting. So
That makes sense.
yeah. Maddie with that strong rebound, ripped it away from Rhino. That doesn't, that doesn't happen very often. Okay, so Megan, how long have you known Tyler?
We met when we were 14.
14.
Yeah.
So just like Justin and Maddie, you guys are high school sweethearts. Yeah. And I'm assuming you've seen a lot of Tyler's basketball games over the years.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you say Tyler's game has changed over the years, or not changed?
Oh
over the
gosh.
years?
Honestly, like mid-range jumper has always been a thing.
Yes.
Always since high school. I don't know. I feel like it's that aspect of what the same. He's always been a really good defender. So I feel like his strong suits are still the same as they were in high school.
Definitely.
I think he got defensive player of the year last
I
year.
did.
Multiple years. I don't know, but yeah, I feel like he still have the same strength.
Have you noticed any sort of like like his game has gotten better or his game has gotten worse in any aspect, or has it just been like Tyler's just always been at this level? But I mentioned this because one of the first times I brought Meredith to watch our games, I don't know if Tyler shared this story with you.
I'm so sad about that.
We were playing in a
You have to come back,
yeah,
maybe.
we were playing in the league, and I was just, for whatever reason, I was fixated on hyping Tyler up. I was like, oh, I'm so excited to play with him. He's like probably the best player in our league. I was just listing all the things that Tyler does well. And we go, and all of them are complete garbage. Like, Meredith, after the game, I told Meredith, I said, don't judge, I didn't care about myself. I said, don't judge Tyler.
Yeah.
Well,
I did hear about that.
Felt bad. First question there.
But so like, have you noticed any parts of Tyler's game getting better over the years, while also declining? I know Tyler mentioned his energy level had.
Well, I was gonna say, like, and I'd say the same for me, so I don't mean that,
No
bad,
worries.
but, like, we're just not in the same shape we were back in the day. So, I would say that would be the only thing probably.
You don't want to mention the fact that Tyler started putting hitting 3-pointers.
This is true. You know what? In high school, even he didn't really shoot 3-pointers. So I guess that's a new evolving piece of his game.
Very true.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I've known Tyler for 4 years, right?
Yeah, I think so.
4 years. That was yeah.
Wow.
I've been Tyler for 4 years, and it wasn't until last season. Was it last season?
I think
Last
yeah.
season that Tyler took his first 3-pointer ever in the 4 years that I've known him, and that just kind of unleashed a monster, because ever since he started hitting threes, Tyler ended last season with a triple crown. He won the 3-point shooting contest, he won the All-Star game, and he also won the championship. And I attribute all that to the fact that you're shooting threes now.
I think so. I think it definitely helps because people didn't have to guard me on the threes before, and now if they don't, maybe I'll take it. Maybe I won't, but at least now there's
Question mark.
at least a little bit.
Yeah.
I do have to say, in regards to threes, it is a lot of the games now.
As a what?
It's a lot of the games now when I bring, because usually I'm here with the kids. So last week, I felt so bad I didn't even see any of his threes, and he had 4 of them.
He had quite a bit, yeah. I mean, honestly, with kids, it's hit or miss, right?
Yeah.
Your attention has to prioritize them, and if they're not just sitting still, then you're not able to focus.
Yep, I get bits and pieces, but
That's okay.
That's
You don't
a lot
have
of
to feel
stuff.
bad, because Meredith has gone to probably, I would say, over the course of our relationship, like 10 of my games, and every time she comes to my games, for whatever inexplicable reason, she's never watching when I do the cool stuff. She always watches when I'm doing either nothing or like doing something like falling on the floor. So, and that was without kids. When we did have kids, it was obviously even worse. But that's something that I have not. Oh. Into the table, pop right back up, and that's something that we wish we could do.
I do.
That's what we used to do in mid-20s. Yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that anymore.
No, I'll be honest. I've watched a couple of our streams, and I don't think I'm doing this when I'm playing, but I see myself walking a lot and just like not going for rebounds. And I didn't used to do that, but that's the new me. I'm sorry, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. On that same note, like sometimes I'll see myself walking in the stream, and I'm thinking, man, I'm slouching a lot more than you pick up really weird things you don't know what you're doing.
So you see,
And then, so now I walk around the house, and I'm like, the straight thing in my,
I gotta stand up.
yeah, right? But that's,
Funny.
yeah, it's tough. And so, in that same vein, Megan, what gets you more excited? A 3-pointer or a dunk?
I feel like a dunk, because especially in like this league, you don't see it very often. The 3-pointers are fun, but the dunks definitely take the cake because they're less frequent.
So
I have a
Tyler,
request. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask, if in your prime, were you able to dunk?
Never able to dunk. I was able to grab onto the rim, but never was able to get the ball over and slam it down. So I didn't really try to increase my jumping ability. So I never really thought I was going to be able to. So
Okay.
I work on it that hard. But yeah, hearing Megan's response, my request is, can we just lower the rims for?
You know, these specific hoops aren't the type that can be. You can see they're bursted into the walls. But you know, you're not the first person to experience a 7-foot rimmed leaf.
Okay.
I know those are getting popular.
Really?
Yeah. There's grown men who will rent out, you know, kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think I want to do that, but
Yeah.
just hearing a response, you know.
Yeah. There's also those trampolines.
No,
Trampoline basketball leagues. But honestly, I'm just so afraid of like injuries with those trampolines.
Yeah.
I agree. I was jumping, but I had the same thought. I was like, gotta be careful.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just wondering, you know, like Kai sprained or hyperextended his knee, and I'm just thinking like there's just a chance of me just landing at the wrong angle and then my knee just kind of cocking back the wrong
Yeah.
way.
Oh,
It worries me. It used to worry me.
yeah, exactly. I'm hurting just thinking about that.
Recovery doesn't take as it just takes way longer
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Which is why I guess you think about your you weigh the pros and cons of doing things. I think
Mhm.
for me that was how I knew I got old, was when I remember it was like someone's graduation and everyone was walking, like it was like a softball field type thing. So we were all walking to get to the end of the fence and kind of walk back. And I thought about climbing the fence,
Mm.
right? Because I
Yeah.
thought that's like 50 yards, and that's like 50 yards back.
Yeah.
Why do I just climb this fence? And then I also thought, what if I fall? And then that
Yeah.
moment was when I knew I was like, oh, I'm old now, because my younger self would have never even
Even thought
questioned
about
it.
it. Yeah.
Right.
I'm not walking, I'm fine.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense.
Get
To
on.
be young, yeah. To be young.
Yeah, so quick score update. This is halftime, and the Knights are only up by 2. So,
Mm.
Tyler, it's not looking good for your team.
I know.
Because what that means is if the Knights pull off the win, it doesn't look like they're going to pull off a huge
Yes.
win. But if they
So-
pull off the win, you guys have to score a lot of points.
We have to score like 100 probably. And the other team probably has to score like 20. So, Ricky, I'm rooting for that.
Well, I mean, if you guys went off to a 22-0 run
Yes.
against my team, so that's not out of the realm of possibility.
That's very true. Very true.
And they don't have Rhino. I told Kai that if we didn't have the 2 people we picked up,
Mm.
our team would have scored 20 points.
So I think that should be accounted for in our
Well, you're not
Affected by.
the point differential.
yeah, that is true. But at the same time, if we had Brandon, Kai, and myself in,
Very
it
true.
would have been about the same. I like to
Probably
think
more.
the 3 of us combined was 1 Rhino, I think.
Yeah, I think you're giving yourself not enough credit. But
Yeah.
The 3 of us now, not the 3 of us. The 3 of us now
all right,
equal 1 Rhino.
all right, all right.
All right, so what are your let's do some game predictions, Megan.
Okay.
I know you've watched almost all the games, or you watched a lot of you watched a lot of games. Tyler, you obviously know most of the players here.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win based on the current score? I know you guys haven't been paying attention a lot, but like just based on the climate, the score, who do you guys think is going to win? Justin's team on this side, the dark jerseys, or Jacob's team, the white jerseys?
Me first?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe if Justin's team can find their drive and they're stay motivated, then maybe they'll swing back.
Okay. I have a differing opinion. I think Team Brummett has it in them. They have Nate and Rhino, who's not going to give up energy. Justin's team has a lot of energy as well, but he's having both Nate and Rhino. I think they have the edge just a little bit though.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a really good, honestly, just a really perfect matchup.
It is.
Both teams have size, both teams have speed, both teams have young players.
Yeah.
Like everyone contributes.
Yeah.
Jacob takes the cards. I think that's the first card I've ever seen him
I've
take.
never seen him take a card.
Yeah.
Nice, Jacob.
So he's got the defensive player of the year several times, but
Yeah.
he's never taken a charge.
Yep,
So you know he really wants this one.
he does. He wants to get that championship this year, I think.
Yeah.
He has never won one
He has never won a championship, and he's gone to the finals
a couple times,
At least
right?
almost
3 times?
no 5,
Wow.
Oh,
6 seasons out of 9.
Wow.
okay.
I didn't know that stat.
Yeah, 6 seasons out of 9 he's gone to the finals.
Wow.
If not more, I might be forgetting 1 or 2,
Huh.
but he's gone to the finals almost every season he's been a captain.
Wow.
So last season he wasn't a captain, so he doesn't count that season.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'm not counting that season for him. And the season 2 or 3 seasons ago, when he had his family as a team again,
Yeah,
the first time, they got knocked out in the semis.
that's
So
right.
I know 2 seasons he didn't make it. Whoa. Huge block by Rhino. And looks like Kristen might have
Uh-oh.
hyperextended her arm. But it's not.
Yeah, time. It's so close.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tyler wins either way because if his prediction
Exactly.
is wrong,
It's true.
you know, then that gives his team a chance to get second place. Oh,
No, if my prediction's right.
yeah, if the prediction is right, your
Yes.
team has a chance to get second place. So it's a win-win for you, honestly.
It is.
Nathan, this is worse. You're crazy. Well, honestly, I've guarded Jake so many times. Right now, the Jake today,
Mhm.
that's the shot you want to give up because his shot has not been falling for him historically in the past 3 or 4 seasons.
Yep.
So, and then when he drives in, it's really hard to stop him.
It is.
There's
Yes.
very
He
few
got good
people.
size, and he uses his body well.
Oh, wow.
What would you say that? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I'll just say, like, there's very few people in our league that you could stop.
Yes.
Once they're that way.
Yes.
So yeah, lots of energy. Yeah, lots of energy. I think both teams have used at least one
At
timeout.
least
This
one,
might be
yeah.
their second timeout.
That's
so,
true.
Okay, we got future Golden State Warriors legend Nathan Brummer-Fire, Nathan Ryan. No, unstoppable.
It's a tough combo.
It is a tough combo. I'm gonna guess that might be Joshua
Oh, okay. Lipinski?
Lipinski.
Okay.
Is that you, Josh? I don't know. He always wears a Golden
That's
State
true.
Warriors jersey.
True. If it is, hey Josh.
He's always hyping up his.
Not
Josh.
What-
Who is it?
Yeah, one of them maybe. Maybe they don't want to be Josh. So we'll move on. But
All
thank
right.
you for joining. So I know that both of you guys aren't gift givers typically. Like you guys don't give gifts to each other.
Yeah.
So what are your love languages?
Traveling?
Yeah, I think quality time is
Yeah.
for
Yeah, that's
me,
a good one.
love language, and yeah, we love spending time together, going on trips like Megan said. That's usually what we do instead of gift.
Yeah.
Is we'll pick a place to go. One of our goals is to go to all 50 states. We made progress. I don't know off the top of my head how many we're at. Probably like. So that's our favorite thing is going somewhere new. It's been a lot harder with the kids. It takes a lot of effort and planning.
They require a lot of
Yes.
stuff.
So Megan's the planner with that, and I just help out.
So quality time.
Yeah.
Trips.
Yeah.
How do you guys show people that you care about them? Because that's how you guys are receiving it from each other.
Oh, okay.
So how do you guys let's say for instance I know you guys
Nice pass, Jeff.
I heard that you guys bought Jacob's family
Yes.
dinner when they had their baby. I know you offered to make meals for Steve and he rejected you.
Yeah.
So like, so I know that you guys have a heart of like wanting to give your serve acts of service.
Mhm.
Is that would you say what you guys or so that's how you guys show love?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you guys receive love from other people?
Oh, that's a good
I
point.
still think quality time even from other people is so big. Like I think this year, I don't know, a little more than this year, but I think lately we've been trying to be really intentional about our relationships and our friendships. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I think even with other people, quality time is still a big
Definitely.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I love to get to know people, just spending time with them, seeing what they like, doing things with them, doing things that they enjoy.
So that being said, do you guys find yourselves in situations where you're you know, hey, let's try to hang out with these people to get to know them, and then you regret that decision? Like, oh, what did we do? Now we're stuck here with these people for like 2 hours. You guys, A, have you felt in that situation before? And B, how would you, if you haven't, how would you handle that situation if you guys found yourselves in that situation?
That's a good question. Have we ever found ourselves in that situation?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay.
Um,
So everyone who's hung out with them, you're safe.
Well, see, I feel like how Steve and Jessica came over yesterday for
Yeah.
the meal. Like, you kind of already knew them through here, and you,
Right.
you enjoyed hanging out with them, so we just got to know them better.
exactly.
So I feel like maybe you start to build relationships
Yeah.
and things like that, and
That's
then
true.
you continue out by being intentional and hanging out with them
Mhm.
outside of those
That's a good point.
activities.
Right.
What would I do if that happened? I don't know.
Yeah, like what if you guys thought you guys were going to get along with someone, and then you
And
guys
then
come out, and then you're just, they're like, I hate books. You know, I hate, I hate, what happened?
Maybe it's over my clock and be like, just kidding. I don't know what you do.
I would try and see what they like and do this.
Yeah.
I like a lot of
Let
things. Yeah, exactly. I like a lot of things.
Give the fuck if you let them. So
Exactly.
just give the floor to them and
I-
I don't know.
I agree. I think one of my skills is just listening to people.
Yeah.
I'm not like I'll talk, but I'm not the person who's gonna talk the most in a room. I feel like.
Yeah.
So I think that is one of my skills is just listening to people. So I usually ask people like, what do you like to do on the weekends? You know, and usually most times there's something that I've done
common
or
ground.
yeah, like traveling, hiking. I don't know, cooking, something broad.
Okay.
There's
So,
a category that
yeah.
will probably like that I like to
So
do.
you guys are always, and I know this about you, but for everyone else, you guys typically are more on the find the thing that you guys are in common with and focus on that,
Yeah,
versus like, wow, we have so many things that just don't mix, and
Yeah.
let's just not continue. That's
Yeah.
where you guys would lead.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Okay. Yeah, I asked because like this. I used to, well, I still do, but I like to think of myself as someone who gets along with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
However, over the years, what I've come to find is one type of person that I cannot get along with is someone who doesn't respect my time, which is what I am leading into the next thing.
Yeah.
You
You're
also
very
feel, I feel a good vibe you get along is you guys also are always really on time or early, or you guys really respect other people's time. So is there anything like that for you guys that would be like, because essentially when you're making new friends, you're like dating a new couple.
Right.
Yeah.
What are some like icks that you guys have with that? Like what are some things that will come up and you're like, yeah, this is, you guys I'm sure are great people, but just, we're not meant to be. Is there something like that for you guys?
The time thing really bothers me. So, like you said, time is such important, and you can't get it back, And so, to go wait for someone for 20 minutes, but that's something I try to get over, and I feel like that's not a deal breaker, although it bothers me a little bit.
Okay.
Deal breaker would be though.
Yeah, I don't know a deal breaker either. That's probably the biggest thing. We had one of my friends live with me. Actually, he wasn't living with me. Wasn't living with us at the time, but I think my friend from college. He was one of the groomsmen in my wedding.
Okay.
He didn't really have a lot of friends out here. He got a job in Orange County from Arizona, and so he didn't really know a lot of people. And he loves to go hiking. So I was like, okay, this is before we had kids. So I'm like, okay, let's go hiking. So we picked somewhere out in up past Montana. I forgot what it's called.
Lytle Creek.
Lytle Creek. He picked it. He's like, oh, we'll go more towards your direction. I'm like, okay, it's further for you, but sure. So I think we planned to meet at like 9 o'clock at Lytle Creek. And I'm like, okay, you can get up and get there. That's fine. He's notorious for being late. And so yes. And so he was about, I don't know. We were getting there at like 9. I'm like, hey, I called him to say, we're getting close. Where are you at? And he hadn't left Orange County yet.
I think he was like missed his alarm or didn't set his alarm or something.
So that was very frustrating, but Still wasn't
We
a deal
still
breaker.
love him.
Yes, still love him. Still hang out with him. I don't think there's a lot that would be a deal breaker for us.
Got it.
I feel like we're fairly laid back.
Yeah. I
Would you
think,
agree with that, Kevin?
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree with everything you said. I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing you've said that has not been something I've directly observed.
Okay.
Okay.
But that was a question that I just decided I wanted to know
Yeah.
because like Meredith and I always talk about how you guys are some of the nicest people we know.
Appreciate that.
I just wanted to know if there was anything that was like, what are the nicest people that we know not like? Like
Okay.
I'm just curious.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that would.
I mean, if someone like hated our kids or something,
Just push over. Like, yeah, those
That'd be a deal breaker, I guess. Yeah.
saying they're terrible, be friends. But
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like otherwise we're pretty
Yeah.
laid back.
Definitely.
Okay. So I know that you guys love going out to eat together, like going on dates.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you guys, if you see in a restaurant, when you see it on the menu, you're like, I have to order that. Even if your intention, like, let's say you're finding a new restaurant, and you're like, this restaurant's known for something, let's say their pasta, but you saw something on the menu, like, oh, I need to get that. Like, is there something like that for you guys that you guys have to order every time you see it?
Well, for me, it's like even if I'm full and there's like a good looking dessert, I'm like, ooh, I gotta get that.
Okay.
I'm a big sweet tooth person, and like just about every dessert you could think of. So yeah, for me, it's like more so even if I'm full, like I'll still get dessert, even though I probably shouldn't.
And do you lean more toward like baked goods or like kind of fancier, like a lot of people place kind of baked too, but yeah, like what kind of dessert?
I'm not like the fancy desserts, but like anything with ice cream, I'll always go for. I'm good with like the cakey brownie stuff too. I think mud pie is like one of my favorites with the coffee ice cream and
That's what I was going to
the Oreo
Yes. Anytime we go
Oreo crust.
to San Clemente, because Colin and his girlfriend, her parents have a house down there, so we go there occasionally. There's a restaurant on the pier. No matter what we get, you always have to get mud pie
Yeah.
with Meg.
Well, and if it's like our family's there, we'll get like 5.
Yeah.
So,
So 10 out of 10 recommend if you're looking for somewhere to go in San Clemente.
yeah, the chat think that I think those corn syrup is pretty good. I just want you to know that that's not a dessert, that's an ingredient. So, hopefully you get that sorted out.
I don't know if there's anything on my have to get list though, Kevin. I like to try new things when I go out. I'm not, and I like to try and get stuff that I can't make at home because it's like, especially for Mexican food, I love to make Mexican food.
Yeah.
Like, I can make, some of this at home, so I want to try something that I can't make.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how to make, I guess. So, yeah, it's not something that sticks out, but it's something, I try and get something that I don't know how to make or don't have often.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say for me is French fries. Like I know when we went out to dinner last time, it's like, can we get some fries along with the other stuff? So even if I get something that totally doesn't go with French fries, sometimes I'll order a side of fries with that.
Yeah, fries. So, do you like specifically fries, or do you like most potato products?
Most potato products.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd ask, because I think that if Meredith had to pick one ingredient, one food, I think she might pick a potato.
They're very like versatile.
Yes.
Yes, I would agree, and I think Meredith would too.
Yep.
I like French
She
fries.
texted me and she said she had to drop off the live stream,
okay.
so that's why she's not responding to us anymore.
She had a what?
She had to hop off, so that's why
got
she's not
it.
responding.
So one of the questions that you guys got from our Instagram post was, what is your most awkward date story?
Awkward date story.
Oh.
Like, what is the most awkward thing that has happened on a date, either when you guys were dating or maybe on a friend date? Like, what is something that's really awkward that happened?
It was a long time ago.
Justin said check the tape.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna take a pause.
Yeah.
He was standing straight up from what I could see.
I was not watching. I'm sorry, Justin, but I believe it.
Yeah.
He's a good defender, and he's usually pretty good.
Yeah, he was standing straight up, Nathan went around him and then got the foul call. So I agree with Justin. I think that was not a foul, but it might have been a makeup call.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, if you
Awkward
guys have
dates.
any awkward stories when you guys were dating? So last week, Justin and Maddie talked about how they would. This isn't awkward, but it's a funny story. How they were not allowed to date, and then when they were allowed to date, they had a lot of ground rules that their parents both set for them.
Okay.
Such as like not holding hands or like not hugging or something like that. So like they found ways to get around it.
Okay.
But also when they went to prom together, Justin's dad made them hold
I did
hands.
hear about that. That was really funny.
And then so I think the other set of parents got mad because they pretended that them holding hands and it was against the rules.
That's really,
Funny.
But
really
if you guys don't have anything awkward, what's something that you like to laugh about when you're reminiscing about?
Yes.
You guys have known each other for like what, 10, 15 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little more maybe
Yeah.
actually.
at
I
least
have one
15
thing that
years.
comes to
Yeah.
mind.
Oh my gosh.
When we were apart, Megan wasn't allowed to fly by herself. Every time she came out, it was with her parents, or I would go out here to visit. So for my 18th birthday, Megan worked with some of my friends to surprise me. And my parents. But the surprise part was my friends wanted to go out to pizza.
I think it's over context. He lives in Arizona at
yes.
that time.
Okay.
Yes, I lived in Arizona, senior year of high school. Megan was out here in Corona. So that's the backdrop.
Yeah.
So yeah, my friends from Arizona are like, hey, let's go get pizza for your birthday. There's this cool place. I'm like, okay, cool. And so I get there, and they have me face away from the window. And so and then a few minutes later, after we get our pizza, Megan walks in, and I'm like, what are you doing here? Wait, and she's like, oh, I flew here. I'm like, well, where's your mom? She's like, no, I flew here by myself. I'm like, no, really, where are your parents? And she flew here by herself. Her parents let her. So that's a funny story that I think about.
Yeah.
Comes to mind.
So Megan, you had his birthday to thank for your parents allowing you to fly by.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
And was that something that you were looking forward to doing, or were you nervous for the first flight by yourself?
No, I'm just excited. My mom had always like driven out with me. Looking back, I'm like, wow, my parents were super dedicated. Like my mom would drive me to Arizona for the weekend. We'd stay in a hotel just so I could visit Tyler.
You're dedicated.
I know. It was
I don't feel like dragging my kids to school in the morning.
I know. It was impressive. I
So-
appreciate you, Jenny and Craig. If you're on. I don't think you are, but if you are.
So Tyler did a good job impressing them at the young age of 14.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or I guess maybe 18 by the time we
That's
met.
That's true.
So, but from the time they met you to the time when they had to drive her to Arizona, you made a good impression.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's impressive.
I'm pretty sure there was a time in high school where you texted your coach on accident and you thought it was me and you were like leaving for practice. You're like, okay, gotta go, love you. But you sent it to your coach instead. That's a good one.
That was a good one. I forgot about that. I try and forget these kind of memories, Kevin. I don't love these coming back, but the first one was good, but this one, that was erased in my memory. It was really funny. And then I think he texted me back and said, love you too, or something. I'm like, oh man. And I had to deal with him for like 2 years, and
He was a good guy.
He was a good coach.
Yeah.
I like him. We have a good relationship still. But hopefully he forgot about that too. Hopefully you never see this, Coach Positive.
So I'm going to take a pause because there was a interaction that occurred. Justin was calling for a challenge, and the ref came over and made a show of watching the replay on our scoreboard.
Okay.
Honestly, we do have replays. I am not going to allow him to watch it. I hate replay in the NBA.
Yes.
But so 10-point game. It looks like
Like I was wrong.
two minutes left. So the
No
chances
time,
are
but
very low.
yes.
Although the last time I said something like this,
I
I
know.
was going to be your first win.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Well, with that attempt, that didn't help.
Definitely. They're
There's
gonna
also
some clock. Oh, sorry, what were you gonna say?
there's also a recipe for very disgusting dessert.
Oh,
It
yeah.
says that they eat high fructose corn syrup with some red 40 and a quart of granulated or powdered sugar. Which, if you don't know, powdered sugar is granulated sugar that is just
I thought they did something to it. I
more
don't know.
brown.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
I
you
did
can
not know
actually
that.
make your own powdered sugar by putting sugar
Grounding.
in a blender.
Oh,
But
Huh.
the other thing you should know is not to blend it too long.
so
Or
you
else
gotta hurt your
you'll burn-
blender, yeah.
Or you'll burn the sugar.
Oh, okay.
That's good to know. If I out of powdered sugar, now
Yeah.
That's true.
So I learned that because I was making vanilla sugar.
Oh,
So I
okay.
was scraping out the beans, the
Oh,
vanilla bean
wow,
content in
okay.
the sugar, and then I was using the
sounds
blender
tasty.
to like mix it up. Yeah.
Was that for a specific recipe or was that just...
It was for coffee.
Oh, okay.
There's this place in Tustin that that serves vanilla bean sugar, and I thought, I paid $7 for this,
Wow.
Yeah. Pack and chip. What if I just make it myself?
Did it turn out pretty good?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't the thing because I was a lot of different things,
Yes.
but it was what I wanted.
Okay,
Nice.
that's good. I know vanilla is expensive, but I love that flavor.
Yeah, I love smelling it.
Yes.
But yeah, so it looks like we're coming to a close of this game.
Yeah.
Rhino could have put the dagger on them, just
Yeah.
barely hits the rim. I'm surprised that wasn't called a carry. No puts up, does not make it. Yeah, so it looks like Tyler, your prediction.
Yeah, it was. Sorry, Megan.
That's
So-
all right.
I can't see them coming from an 11-point deficit with 37 seconds left
Yep.
to go,
And the clock's running, so
and the clock's running. So it looks like with this 11-point deficit, Tyler, you have a chance to win.
oh really?
I
Second
think-
place.
You
Okay.
have a chance to get second place, but I think to be safe, you probably need to win by like 30 points.
Oh, okay.
No pressure.
Yeah, we only had 6 tonight.
Because they
so-
do have Tim and Marquise here today.
Right.
So
They've got a tall team.
They do have a very tall team.
Just
I'm
looking
hoping-
over those three.
I'm hoping we can run them, even though we only had 6. We'll just like Colin run up and down and
yes.
off on defense. Run up occasionally, take a shot.
So if you take the 3-pointer, you don't have to
I
walk all the
know.
way down.
Yeah,
That's part of it.
Very good.
Yes.
Well, I'll let you get ready for your game time. And
All
Megan,
right.
thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thanks
joining
for
us.
having us.
Hopefully,
Fun.
hopefully you guys can watch this with Brooks and Bree, so they can see what they missed.
Yeah.
But there was a good reason because you guys watch TV.
Yes,
Oh.
exactly. I love that.
Yeah, but good luck on your game, and then we'll
Appreciate
see
it.
how this rest of the season shakes out.
Sounds great.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so much
guys.
for having us.
Kevin.